Talking a bit about Android, obviously huge product for you guys now. How important is it to what you're doing specifically? You know, you have to think about things from the location side of things in mobile from all sides, right? I mean, cross-platform. But how much of the time is spent on Android specifically? And you know, now you have the new the Galaxy Nexus is out there, a brand new flagship phone. How much is your team working on that stuff, just focusing on Android specifically?
Sure. Well, Google Maps has to work on all kinds of different platforms. And so we develop applications and APIs to work on all of the different platforms. That said, Android is something special for us because we can do so much more in terms of features. So for example, last year at LeWeb, we had launched vectors in Maps, which basically meant that our maps became 1/1000th the size. Because instead of downloading tiles, we were downloading a vector scheme that could be rendered. And because the maps were so much smaller, they're a lot faster. But they also allowed us to do all kinds of things like introducing 3D buildings. Because the maps were so much smaller, we could just go ahead and offer 3D buildings. And that's something now that's part of Google Maps for mobile as part of the base assumption for end users. You can see the buildings in 3D. We also could do things like cache maps around places where you are right now and places where you are frequently. So even if your signal drops, you still are able to see the map around you. And those are all things and innovations that we've been able to build inside of Android because we're working really closely with the operating system and because we have more freedom and flexibility there. And so we really do like Android as a platform, and Google Maps for mobile by far shines the most on Android because we can do so much more with features. Similarly, indoor maps, Android is the platform that we're able to launch that on.
Is the idea, though, to kind of do it on Android first and hopefully matriculate it out to other platforms, kind of push, lead by example? Is that kind of the idea with all the projects you're working on?
Well, it certainly is the case that we love to showcase these new technologies and things that we can do on Google Maps for mobile. And the platform that we have the most flexibility with is Android. And so that, you know, if you look at Google Maps for mobile, it's far ahead on Android.